So this is a Sterling Continental 630, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van we've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, which will take you through in person here on site. On the front of the van you also have the ATC, which again will demonstrate while you're here and talk you through how that works. In the front locker you have your two gas bottle tie downs, and we also have the gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the gas pipe work available here on site should you want the gas pipe work going from the regulator to the bottles itself. We do recommend, or you will have to on this particular van, run propane gas just due to the fact it runs the all heating system on board. On the side of the caravan you have your Truma, your Aldi heating and hot water flue. Does very similar to what the flue does on the side of your house. Allows the hot air, etc. And when the fridge is running on gas, although when the heating system is running on gas, it allows the gas system to breathe. On each corner at the front of the caravan you have your wind down legs to stabilise the van. The wind down legs, you'll just roll them down to the ground and let them touch on the ground. You would never lift the caravan with these legs, that could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You've then got your shower connection, so if you have a dog for instance, you could have or you can buy a shower attachment that connects to the outside of the caravan and it will run off the water system inside of the van. You then have your AC roll. The AC roll is the water supply for the caravan essentially. You have two connections on the outside. If you want to fill the onboard water tank, which is underneath the front cabinet, the one that's just underneath that seat, underneath that cabinet just there, you'd need to connect the water pump to the top connection here on the outside. And if you want to fill direct to the hot water system on board the caravan, direct to the hot water tank, you'd connect the water pump to the bottom connection just here. Essentially the onboard water tank, the one that's in the front locker or underneath the front seating area, is essentially there so you can have a water store on board the caravan, so you're not having to fill the water system up if you're travelling down the road every time. But we're going to show you how to fill it mainly on the bottom connection just here. In the side locker down here you have your 110 amp leisure battery. Now this battery has just been put on here to demonstrate that everything is working on board the caravan. If you'd like to buy this battery you can buy it during the handover for £75. Normally they are a price of £110. It is a brand new battery that we put on there at the moment, but like I said, it will come off at the end of the handover. Then got your mains power lead coming to the side of the caravan. The mains power lead is essentially there to connect the power on site to the power on the caravan. Down the side here you have the wheels that will torque the wheel nuts before the caravan leaves site, so you can see they've been tightened correctly, and we do advise you do this periodically on your travels. Or for instance, if you tighten them before you go, then tighten them before you leave the site again when you leave, or before you leave. Down the side of the van you've also got your waste water connection, so that is the grey waste pipe that will come with the caravan. That will drop down inside your waste master, so the fresh water that goes in the front will come out the side of the van just down here. At the back of the caravan we have these two toilet areas of the van. So you've got the toilet flush tank here at the top, so you put your key in and open this flap up. You'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom here you have your toilet waste cassette, so again you'll open this up, open up the cassette. Let me just grab the keys for that. So on the back side of the van down here you have the toilet tank, so you'll pull the orange handle up and pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your blue fluid, so you put 1 litre of water in here prior to use and a cap full of the blue fluid. And on the back of the toilet cassette you've got your orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the rear of the caravan on either side you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site, the same as what you've got at the front on either side. So you'll put both the legs down on the rear to stabilise the van, and you've also got two at the front to stabilise the caravan also. On this side of the van at the back you've got your storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the van. You then have your fridge vents. The fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. You've then got a 3-pin power supply, so you can have power coming out to your awning. Underbed storage locker on the right hand side front of the van. Barbecue gas point and the last of your wind down legs. So when you come in the caravan, the first thing you're going to need to do is, when you've got the power connector on the outside, is press the power button just here. And as you can see, the power will come on. Got two indicator lights here to let me know I've got power coming from the power post outside of the caravan, and power into the caravan just here. You've got your leisure battery voltage on the left hand side here, and you've got your vehicle battery voltage when you're towing down the road on the right hand side, so it can tell you how much power the car is putting onto the battery on board the van. You will actually have a light that illuminates here on the car when the car is connected to the caravan, and it will light up on the caravan also. You'll notice you have two switches here, fill tank and water pump. So what we need to do is if you're going to fill the onboard water tank, you'll have that water pump connection connected to the top connection on the outside. You'll come underneath the seat at the front. You'll make sure the two yellow drain down valves, the one here and the one here, are both parallel with the floor as they are at the moment. If they were upright and pointing towards the bottom of the cabinet, then it would drain all of the water out of the system on board the caravan. Now, to fill the onboard water tank, I'm going to show you how to do that first. Like I said, you connect the, so that's that big tank underneath here. You'd connect the water connection to the top connection on the outside, and you'd make sure this white valve here was pointing downwards. If that white valve is pointing downwards, then you are able to fill the onboard water tank very simply by opening all the taps on board the caravan and then pressing fill tank here on the control panel just above the door. You'll notice then that when the onboard water tank is full, it will say full on this control panel just here, and it will automatically cut out the water pump so the water system doesn't overflow. Like I said, you need all the taps open because the water will need to go through the taps, so you know the water system is completely full. Once the water system is completely full and you've got water running out of every tap, you can shut all of the taps back off. You'll do the same with the running from filling up the hot water tank on board the caravan. However, you would need to connect the water pump to the bottom connection on the outside, and you'd also put this white valve here in the position pointing towards the right. Once they are in the right position, again, you'll open all the taps up on the hot side. You will actually notice I've already filled the water system up on board this caravan. But you'll open all the taps up on the hot side, and then you'll press water pump just here on the control panel. Now what you'll notice is because the fresh water tank isn't full at the moment, which is that storage tank underneath the front storage area, it will actually beep just to let you know there is 0 water left on board that tank. Now you do not need to fill it. In a few moments time it will actually stop beeping, but once that water system is completely full, like I said, if you fill it on the top connection, then it will turn the pump off, or it will turn the pump off automatically to that. However, the water pump here itself will continually draw water from the aqua roll on the outside of the caravan, as it is filling from the aqua roll straight through the hot water tank in the front of the caravan and through the taps on board the van. So like I said, with all the taps open, you'll turn that pump on and fill that system up. Once that water system is completely full, and that's from the hot water tank, you'll turn all of these taps back off, as you can see, so the water system is sealed up. At that point then, you can actually start warming the water on board the caravan. So on this control panel that you see just here, this is actually your Aldi heating and hot water control panel. The symbol here in the top left hand corner is to indicate the heating pump is running. This right hand side here is to indicate that the mains power is connected to the caravan, and below that the 4.5 you see here is the current room temperature of the caravan. The caravan hasn't been plugged in for long at this point, hence why it's still cold inside. Hit the menu button just here, and it will take you into the options for the caravan. Now the top one you see here is the room temperature. So you've got plus or minus to set the room temperature. Obviously I've got it set on 30 degrees to get the van warmed up as quick as we can. Below that you've got the option for your hot water. Now when you turn on the hot water, it will always prioritise the hot water over the heating, so it will actually turn the heating off for a few moments while it is boosting. Now to turn the water onto its normal setting in the centre here, you'll just press this button once, so the bar is halfway up. Now that is just hot water on, so it will just warm up in the tank. If you want to boost the system for when you're showering, you need to hit the button a second time. And if this bar is completely full here, that means the hot water system is boosting, ready for shower, for using the shower for instance, or washing up on board the caravan. Down the bottom here, or the next one down, or the lightning bolt just here, is the indicator to say how much power you want to run your heating and hot water system on. Now, if you want to run 1 kilowatt, as it is at the moment, you can either run 2 or 3 kilowatts as well. If you're on a site where you've got 3 kilowatts available, then you'd use the 3 kilowatt option. If you're on a site where you've got 1, then you'd use the 1 kilowatt. So that is the amount of power that is coming into the caravan from the caravan site you are on. Down here, you have your option to run gas for the heating and hot water. So that if you press the gas button in the bottom left hand side there, it'll actually let the gas system ignite if the gas bottle is turned on or there is any connected to the caravan. If it does fail to ignite, it'll actually come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen here, and that will indicate to you that the gas system has failed to ignite. Right hand side here, you've got some advanced options. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, as if I tried to describe them in the video, it'd probably take me around 2 to 3 hours to complete. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much the same as your household appliances, no differences at all there. We do advise that when you first turn the gas on in the caravan, that you do get the gas to come through on the hob first, because that is always the last gas appliance in the gas pipework. We've then got the fridge. The fridge is very simple to use, power on and off on the left hand side here. When you're travelling, obviously, you'd have that turned off, unless you're wanting to run it as a cool box as you're travelling down the road. Button here on the left hand side is so you can select the mains power, so you turn the fridge on, hit the mains option if you're connected to mains power on site. You can then control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side here. If you want to run the fridge on gas, you can select the gas option, and like I said, I would advise you ignite the hob first. So once the gas is through on the gas system, try and ignite the fridge, and if it ignites, the blue pilot light will stay solid as it is at the moment. If it fails to ignite, it will flash the blue pilot light, and it will also flash the red warning light on the right hand side here. If you're travelling down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you've got the 12 volt mode option here. So what you do is you connect up to your car. If you've got the right connection to the back of the car, you can then come inside, turn the fridge on. You could have the control panel above the door turned off completely. Come inside and hit the 12 volt battery symbol. That will allow the fridge to work as a cool box as you're travelling down the road. The temperature control will be completely irrelevant at that point, as it will not let you change the temperature. Like I said, it is just a cool box. It will just keep the butter, milk, you know, all that sort of thing chilled rather than cold as it was. On the gas mode, again, you use the temperature control on this side to control the temperature of the fridge. If you want to control the freezer temperature, you hit the button here so it goes blue, and then you can adjust the temperature of the freezer on the button on the right hand side. And to go back over to freezer mode, hit the freezer option, fridge mode, and then again you'll be able to control the temperature on this button. The button here is just a reset for when the gas system fails to ignite. In the cupboard just here, as we come past, I'm just going to show you the mains controls for the caravan. So you'll see here, you've got a master shutdown switch, so you can turn all of the power off on board the caravan should you need to. You've got your 12 volt fuses for your 12 volt appliances on board the caravan. You then have your reverse polarity for when you're in some European countries. You have your charger main power switch, heating and hot water main power switch, and a spare fuse on the end. Then below here you have your 240 trip switches. If you're not sure if you have mains power coming into the caravan or not, if you hit this blue button, if you have got mains power coming in, all the power and the blue switch here will drop down to the bottom and the power will go off. If you hit that yellow button and the blue switch doesn't drop down, then it means there is no power coming from the site you are on. Going into the bathroom now. Toilet system very easy to use. Electric flush here on top of the toilet. You have your toilet full indicator light that illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. You have the toilet seat that turns for your convenience when you are using the loo. However, when you're removing the waste cassette from underneath the van, the toilet needs to be in the straight on position. The grey flap down here at the bottom allows the toilet waste into the cassette underneath the van. So when that is in the right, pushed across to the right hand side, like I said, that will allow the waste into the cassette. However, when you're removing the cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure it's back in the central position, as if it's not, you will not be able to remove that cassette because it will lock the toilet waste cassette in place. So this is a Sterling Continental 630. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.